What's going on, everybody? It's Afro Think Tank. White students at University of Washington kicks out MAGA nuts from their campus. All right? Not just the students, but the teacher too. Now, all those people was making all that big noise, especially all the coons, like Anton Daniels, taking the opportunity to shit on his own people when those MAGA nuts went to the HBCU and got kicked out of the campus, right? Now white people are doing it. I guarantee you, Anton's not gonna get on his talking bench and say the same shit. He ain't gonna say nothing about them good white folk. Only black folks, you know, when we do anything to protest bullshittery within our communities, does coons like Anton come out to defend the white folk against his own people. But let's see him come out and talk about these white folks who did it even more aggressively than the black folks. When the MAGA nuts tried to come on their campus and start to antagonize and start to rage bait. Them white folks weren't playing that shit out there, right? So without further ado, let's look at what the white folks are doing now, because they're sick of this shit. These people are sick of these MAGA nuts because they really don't represent the majority of white folk, but they represent the majority of active white folk. That's the thing. But now, the silent, because they like to call it, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt now, they like to call it the silent majority. They're done being silent, because clearly they recognize that their silence is complicity, and they're tired of being complicit. So without further ado, let's look at these good white folk. All right, let's look at what these good white cousins, these light-skinned cousins did when these MAGA nut retards tried to come on the campus and start some bullshit. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
So y'all, let me tell you what just happened at the University of Washington. This is straight out of a movie. So psych lecture going normal, and some wannabe Nazi fool storms in, throwing slurs, throwing up hand signs, trying to act bold. But baby, he picked the wrong professor and the wrong class. Soon as he started, students booed. A couple stood up, and that professor, Mama Bear Mode, she chased him out herself. The whole class followed, 150 deep, rolling like a squad. This man went from loud to terrified real quick, holding his hand up like he in Jurassic World. Sir, please. And then the moment. Professor walks up, flips him off, and that lit the fire. A girl pepper sprayed him, he panicked, started running, and the entire class chased him across campus like it was a track meet. Students vaulting benches, cutting corners, it was a full-on chase scene. They finally caught him, tackled him, and instead of beating him, they clowned him. Surrounded, filming, roasting, till police showed up. And he whining, but y'all supposed to be peaceful, boy, hush. Someone stuck a phone in his face like, yo, post-game interview, how we feeling? Iconic. That man walked in thinking he was untouchable and walked out a whole meme, justice served, no notes.
What the fuck? Dude, get out!
Oh! Yeah! Yeah! Oh shit! Oh shit! I'm out of here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! 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 Oh my god! Yo! So the University of Washington, Professor Nicole, she teaches sexual psychology, psychology class, sex ed, all that kind of stuff. How to become a sexual professor. Well, Christian nationalists don't like that. She's constantly harassed by them on campus. And today, one of them harassed her as her entire class was leaving class. So she confronted him, Now, she was arrested and released. He was arrested for harassment. And a whole bunch of people in her class kind of kapow, 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 fucked him up. He still got arrested. But yeah, you shouldn't mess with psychology students. They're a lot more crazy than you because they're psychology students.
Do you guys see what happened at Washington University yesterday? If not, whew, you got some homework, brother. Oh, it's good. It's worth it. Some fucking Yahtzee showed up at a Psych 210 class and tried to throw some salutes and say some special spicy words. And the professor and the entire 150-person class hopped up out of their seats, chased that motherfucker into the quad, pepper sprayed him, and humiliated him until campus police showed up, right? And after he's surrounded by all of his peers pointing, laughing, filming, making fun of him for being a Yahtzee, somebody gets down real close to him, holds a camera to his face, and goes, "All right, post-game interview, how we feeling?" My soul, brother. Oh, my soul. I can already hear the faux outrage coming from the entertainment network known as Fox News, and their talking heads screaming about violent liberal mobs attacking conservatives at university. But something that I want to keep in mind is that this dude was a self-identified, self-avowed, loud Yahtzee who put himself into a place where he spouted his beliefs at the top of his voice to a bunch of people who did not want to hear it. They were not there to listen to him. They did not seek out his ideology. They did not want his opinion on what happens to minorities. But he wanted to share it anyway. So the community, that class, got up and showed him exactly what they thought of those opinions, right? That was not violence. That was community communication with a little sprinkle of kinetic consequences on top, right? That's all that was.
This is a departure from my normal content, but have you guys seen what happened at the University of Washington? Because it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Basically, some loser barged into a psych lecture and started calling the class slurs and throwing up hand signals and saying words that are commonly associated with a certain dictator from the 1930s and 40s, of a German persuasion, perhaps. So then people started booing him, and one or two guys got out of their seats to kind of walk up on him and chase him out of the class. And the second someone got up to actually confront him, he booked it. But he just picked a bad target because according to what people online have been saying, this professor is known for shenanigans. So of course the guys that had gotten up to chase him, chased him, and the professor went too, which meant that the entire class followed. So they confront this loser outside as he's shooting bricks and putting a hand up as if he's Chris Pratt in Jurassic World trying to fend off the raptors. And the professor walks up and puts one hand up and just flips him off. And it was like Pandora opening the box. The class was empowered. The loser was also filming, by the way, and I think it was sort of I can do whatever I want and they won't do anything to me, because he genuinely didn't think there would be consequences for his actions. So his POV is hysterical. Please go find it. But the professor doing that riled up the class. So the guy filming flips the camera. And you realize that this is what the loser is seeing. And there's a ton more people out of frame. So a girl breaks away from the crowd, runs up to this loser and pepper sprays him. And this is when he realizes they're not just here to intimidate him, they're here to hurt him. And he starts booking it. And the entire class of 150 people takes off after it. So there's a chase. There's a chase scene as he's running through campus trying to escape this mob. And this mob is just hunting him through the University of Washington campus. So some guys break away from the crowd to more efficiently chase this guy, and they're booking it. They're moving like the girl in Pink in Weapons, okay? They're cutting corners, they're vaulting benches, they're hopping over bushes, they're gaining ground. And eventually they get him. One of them tackles him to the ground. They all surround him. I think one of them might have kicked him in the stomach because he was holding his stomach. And then instead of beating the crap out of him, because that would make him too much of a victim, the entire class just surrounds him and films and berates him until campus police show up. He's whining and crying the whole time, you guys are supposed to be the party of peace. You pepper sprayed me. And the cameraman bends down, puts his phone in this guy's face and goes, "Yo, post-game interview, how we feeling?" I genuinely don't think the best directors in the world could have come up with a series of events this cinematic. Please go watch the video. It will make your year like it made mine. It was so good. He so wasn't expecting anything to happen to him. And it's like they didn't even have to beat him up to prove a point. They just had to humiliate him thoroughly. It was flawless. No.
Hi, I'm Professor McNichols, the one in this video who had to fight off these two jokers last week in my class using my very primal instincts. Here were the lessons learned in class that day. Do not mess with my class. Do not mess with my students. And definitely do not mess with me. Class dismissed.
Ain't nobody trying to argue with you all damn day, bro. Shut the fuck up. Damn.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.